yacht. Father interrupts me, whispers from his grave, "How could you, daughter? Don't you remember?" I remember how he'd come home, scribbled down to a nub, railing against the paint spray vandals. How can they call that art those kids have thrown all over the city trains? It had taken him 40 years to get from scrubbing the 207th Street terminal to transit department boss. Then the bigwigs demoted him. He couldn't find the perfect paint remover for the daily train and trestle explosions of color. At home, his defeat grew loud, mocked by every kid with a can, too tired to stop mother's tirades. First a stroke, last a heart attack. As the monitor pulsed to a stop, his hospital room filled with the light of firecrackers he'd set free as a boy on Hester Street.
Oh, beautiful.
And this is hitching to an interview in Dallas. The female half of a bouffant and crew-cut country club couple rolls down the flag decaled passenger window. 5 minutes past her get in, she moves to the driver's seat. He hops in the back next to me, covers my mouth, thumbs a ride up my miniskirt. He does not hear me say, "I'm your roadside Jew girl, fresh from Coney Island's funhouse. Marvel at my horns if you dare, but when you come up behind me, watch out. I'll swat your beastly face with my tail."
Pardon me? Janet, go on.
Is Janet Restino here?
She's stoned.
She couldn't get past the man in the black hat.
How y'all doing? Okay, happy to be here. Janet Restino, thank you very much. This is about meeting Richie Havens. Freedom, 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 freedom. So it's 1967. I busted out of, no, not Baton Rouge, Crumlin, Pennsylvania, where I had been confined by my parents in a very small immigrant blue-collar town where I endured 12 years of Catholic school indoctrination to go to Temple University in the big city. Finally, I busted out! Philadelphia. All right. I move into a hippie house with 2 other girls from Temple. Then more Temple students move in. Among them, a sweet guy named Ed. He moves in with me. The rent is $95 a month. Between 6 people. 3-story house, we paint a small room black. We call it the meditation room. I got a poster of Allen Ginsberg holding up a sign that says, "Pot is fun." Sitting on the floor, we're passing around joints, listening to music. I got Richie Havens albums, Mixed Bag, and something else again. His music mesmerizes me. His voice, the soulful, righteous passion, his thunderous rhythms, and he can do tender too. He touches my heart in a way no one ever did before. Ed soon asked me to marry him. I say yes. Well, yes, not because I want to be married, but because I think my Catholic parents would be scandalized. Also, I'm marrying a Jew. That's unheard of where I come from. And I think, well, if it doesn't work out, I can always get out of it. Hey, I was raised to do for others, you know? So, 1969, January, we have a hippie wedding. And a few months later, my husband and I get in our black VW Beetle and we drive to North Philly to go see Richie Havens live! Richie Havens live at Temple University. Wow. So, this is the Richie Havens who will open Woodstock and play for 3 hours until other performers show up. The Richie Havens who will soon improvise Motherless Child and Freedom. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. A long way from my home. I'm so excited. I have to meet him and tell him how much I love his music. I've never gone to meet a big star before. Backstage, he gives me a big hug. Then he invites us to come to his hotel. He invites us to come to a hotel. This is really, really, really happening. We go out to Broad Street to get our car to drive to his hotel, and guess what? There's no car. No car, no car. It's been stolen. It's been stolen. We call the cops, we report it. We hightail it as fast as we can to Richie's hotel by bus or subway. I don't remember which. Now, here we are in Richie's, not fancy at all, hotel room. Hanging out with him and 2-3 guys. We're hanging out with Richie Havens. He's sitting up in his bed, totally relaxed. He's talking on and on about astrology. He's saying there's only 12 kinds of people in the world. We listen, we're starstruck. Only 12 kinds of people. He's fully clothed. There's no drugs, no alcohol, no babes, no come-ons, no sex, no cameras. Just Richie pontificating about astrological signs. So much for sex, drugs, and rock and roll. We soon find out that our little beat-up Beetle was stripped or totaled. Ed picks out our next car. It's a Ford Pinto. Famous for flaming out when hit in the rear, and miraculously, when I am hit in the rear, the Pinto does not flame out. But eventually the marriage does. Flames out in a few years, saying, I yearn for my freedom, 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 freedom. I meet an artist. We have an affair. And he says, go ahead, Janet, go be an artist. I finally follow my heart. Fast forward to 2010, I hear Richie at a free outdoor concert in Brooklyn. His voice still strong as ever. He's signing his new CD, Nobody Left to Crown. I get another hug. He signs one to me. And with a big, big smile, this time I get my picture taken with him. Freedom, 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 freedom. Clap your hands, yeah, yeah, clap your hands, yeah, clap your hands. Thank you, Richie. Thank you.
Thank you, Janet, and everyone who was scheduled to read. I want to go immediately to the open. Could the people who are signed up to the open immediately move towards the stage? They are in order of sign up.
Thank you.
Helen Peterson, Marta